it appears Mason Rudolph is interested in a change of scenery. He might be interested in a fresh start, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, after 6 seasons with the Steelers, it appears that Rudolph is looking to obtain a potential fresh start with a new team.
I don't blame him. I don't blame Mason Rudolph one bit.
Listen, neither do I. Neither do I. I mean, how many years has he? I mean, I just said it, 6 years with the team. He's been with the team 6 years. He's been, even when he had the opportunity to be given the shot, the keys to the house, as you said, rent the team. Steelers said no.
No.
Steelers did not give him the opportunity. They did not give him the chance. They gave it to Mitch.
And the only reason they gave it to Mason last year is because they had to, because Kenny was hurt, and Mitch Trubisky was losing us 3 straight games.
It was god-awful.
They had to give it to Mason, and Mason proved everybody wrong. We had one of our strongest finishes in recent years under Mike Tomlin because of Mason at quarterback. He proved everyone wrong. He proved he's the best quarterback in our team, on our team, in our system. He completely shut down all the OC bullshit that a lot of Kenny Pickett people want to give Kenny Pickett. Let's see what he can do with the new OC. I mean, I don't need to see him with a new OC when I just saw Mason Rudolph in the same fucking system play 10 times as better.
Much better. Launching the ball, being more aggressive, his pocket presence, his pocket composure.
My goodness.
Jesus Christ. People literally in his face, and he's just slinging it down to George Pickens.
Sell Mieto.
30 points 2 straight weeks against the Bengals, against the Seahawks, a balanced offense. Stuff that we wanted to see, and Mason was able to provide that.
Yeah. And that's why Mason needs to be brought back. He needs to be a massive priority. He needs to be the biggest priority out of all the free agents this year for the Steelers. No doubt about it. He's not the future. I'm not saying he is the future.
We're not saying he's the future. We're not saying he's a franchise quarterback. He's neither of those.
But looking at how the Steelers are approaching the quarterback room, I don't expect a blockbuster move. I don't expect a blockbuster trade. I do not expect Fields. I don't expect Cousins. I don't expect a trade up in the draft. I don't expect nothing aggressive in terms of the quarterback situation, which is bullshit, but that's just what we got to accept. But their best situation, their best scenario right now is keeping Mason Rudolph, and he is undoubtedly the starter next year if he is retained.
Yeah, if he comes back, I'm sorry, Kenny's not winning.
No, he's not.
Mason remained as the quarterback even when Kenny came back healthy. So how can you see Kenny beating out Mason?
And with what Mason did at the end of last year with the Matt Canada system, I'd like to see what he could do with a full year or the majority of the season as the starter.
Of course.
Because frankly, looking at it now, looking at what the Steelers are approaching, that's our best scenario. That's our best case scenario. That's our best bet at the quarterback position. Because Mason gives us the best chance to win. Mason gives us our best chance to get points on the board at the quarterback situation. We cannot let this man walk. We can't. He's going to get a market, undoubtedly.
Yeah, because this is what Ian Rappaport said just a couple days ago. He said, I think we know they're going to remake that quarterback room. He's talking about the Steelers remaking the quarterback room. I expect Kenny Pickett to be back, but that might be it. Mason Rudolph played well enough to make some money this offseason, but I just don't know if it's going to be in Pittsburgh.
Well, you look at all the quarterbacks that got injured last year. It was a backup quarterback season last year, right? It was. For a lot of NFL teams, us included. Everyone's looking at Mason Rudolph and how he played and how he finished the Steelers season, helping them clinch the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
A lot of teams are going to favor that. He's going to get a market from a lot of teams in terms of backup role. Or if there's one team that's going to say, hey, we're going to bring you in, we're going to give you this, but we're also going to give you a shot to start. You don't think Mason's going to take that?
Why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he? The Steelers need to be in that same poll.
Why wouldn't Mason, after showing what he did, even if it was 3 games, don't matter. You know, what he did in that amount is enough to show you the type of player that he is.
I saw enough in 3 games from Mason to show that, first, he's much better than Mitch, and he's much better than Kenny. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mason's going to take that, and he's going to take a chance on himself with other teams. That could be the Patriots. That could be the Raiders. That could be the Falcons. That could be any other quarterback needy team. The Broncos. I don't blame Mitch. No. I wouldn't blame Mason. I know. I wouldn't blame Mason if he were to take a chance on himself.
No.
I wouldn't.
I don't know. I don't think any of us here blame.
Quite honestly, I think he has
walk.
every right to take a chance on himself.
Yeah.
Because the Steelers were pretty much shoving him back down the depth chart.
Yeah.
As long as he was with the team.
Now it is their opportunity. It is their chance to retain this guy once again and make the right decision once again with Mason Rudolph. It's actually the first time that they can truly make the right decision with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Are they going to do it? Are they going to bring him back? They have to prioritize, because if they don't, and if Mason walks, we're fucked at quarterback. Don't expect a move. Don't expect anything crazy. I'm just going to expect Kenny Pickett, Ryan Tannehill, and whoever else they might want to add. A day 3 selection, maybe another vet guy.
Yeah, because if Mason walks, I don't see their minds changing about being aggressive.
No,
I don't think that changes.
No, not at all.
They'll look at Ryan Tannehill and the chemistry he had with Arthur Smith and think that's good enough. Instead of looking out for anybody else or being aggressive at that. They're not going to do that. That's just not how they work.
No.
Especially if they don't want to admit right away that they screwed up on overdrafting Kenny Pickett.
Right.
So, yes, they got to bring Mason back. But if Mason decides to go out there and take a chance on himself, who can blame him? He has every right to do so. No. He has every right to prove himself and prove to the Steelers, hey, you missed out. You screwed up. And if he walks, if he goes, I wish Mason the absolute best of luck.
Absolutely, man.
I wish him the absolute best in his future.
Yeah, I think Mason definitely needs to be brought back. If he is, he gives us the best chance next year just based on how the Steelers are approaching the quarterback situation, which is very weak, which is very bare minimum, but that's just what they're doing. Unfortunately, I don't see any greater advancement. I don't see any greater success from this team unless they change their approach of the quarterback situation. But with their approach, Mason's our best bet. Otherwise, guess what? We're fucking screwed.
Yeah.
Unless they prove us wrong, unless they do be aggressive, unless they realize, hey, we got to make a move sincerely, then until then, I guess we're going to stick with Kenny. Unless Mason is brought back on a new contract, then I fear this quarterback situation. I already do.
Yeah.
So
if Mason's not here, I'm not interested in what they do at quarterback. I'm not, because we already predicted Ryan Tannehill being in the mix, and look at the news that popped out Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are we predicting what's going to happen at quarterback, and it's not favorable. It's not good.
No. So I'm just going to say this to Steeler Nation, to Steeler fans watching. I hope I'm wrong when I say this, but I'm going to say, when it comes to the quarterback situation, when it comes to the quarterback approach this offseason, lower your expectations. They're not going to make anything drastic happen. They're not going to do anything crazy. So the Fields rumors, the Field talks, I don't expect it. Cousins, that's not happening.
Wilson, that's not happening. Baker, that's not happening.
No. Our best bet is Mason, Kenny, and someone else. Otherwise, our worst bet is Kenny, Tannehill, and someone else.
Yeah.
It's weak. It's weak.
Oh, my God.
But it's just...
Name me a worst quarterback room in the NFL.
I can't.
Name me.
I can't.